If your Manitowoc ice machine isn't working, if it's not getting water, you could use a water hose. Or you can follow these 3 simple steps to figure out why it's not getting water and determine what needs to be done. So, step number 1. I believe step number 1 should be to check your water level probe. You're gonna want to go down to service, go to real-time data, go to inputs, and scroll down until you see water low and water high. So water low and water high is essentially your water level probes hanging down into the water, and they will tell you whether or not that probe is sensing water. In this case, they're not sensing water, which is correct. There's no water in the tray. But if you had run into an issue where they said yes and yes, but there was no water in the tray, then your machine's never gonna call for water because it's gonna think that it's already full of water when it's not. And that would lead you to believe that you have a bad water level probe. So in my opinion, step 1 is check your water level probe. Make sure that's working correctly. Step 2 is gonna be to check on your water, okay? In my scenario here, my water is right here. That's on. I know it's on because this washing machine's been run recently, and they're both going towards the center, which means on. And then that goes down to my ice machine and plugs into the back. So I know that water's connected. I don't have a water filter on this particular machine, but if I did, I would want to check my water filter and make sure that my water filter wasn't clogged, that it was passing like it's supposed to. That's step number 2. Step number 3, really easy as well, is you're going to want to make sure that this thing, the control board, is actually sending power to your water valve, which is right back here. Now, you could dig back there, unplug the water valve, and measure it at the valve, or make it easier on yourself and just check right here, the control board. What we're going to do is we are going to just turn this machine on, and then when the water valve energizes, I will show you where to measure. All right, we made it through the purge. We're in pre-chill now. We should be filling up with water, but we're not. We're gonna go to our display. We're gonna go down to our water valve. This tells us water valve should be on. You can also see that here at the board. One of these relays is labeled water. It's number 2 down there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depends on which way you count. It's labeled water right back down in there. You can't really see it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure between our L2 and our blue wire, which is also labeled water, which is, get a good shot of that for you, labeled water right there. So turn this on and push these in. What are we getting? 115. That water valve back there should be energized, but it's not. This has got to be the simplest thing to do. Do it once, do it twice. You'll be able to do it every time. But it's really the 3 steps. Make sure your water level probe's working correctly. Make sure your machine actually has water. It's not being stopped by a water filter, or maybe somebody turned the water off. You're also going to want to make sure that the control board is sending power to your water inlet valve. If the control board is being told to send the control board is being told to send power, but it's not, then you might have a bad control board. But if your control board is sending power to your water inlet valve has water, but there's no water flowing through, then that just means you have a bad water inlet valve. I hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you next time.